So I was wondering if you could imagine these characters 20 years later. Which one would you be most curious to see who they were in 20 years?
How the original characters turned out in 20 years.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Ms. Faye, it's an honor to see you again. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
I'm obviously talking to you from Chicago, so I would love to go back to the beginning of your journey with Mean Girls. I'm sort of curious, when you wrote that original script, what exactly from your time in Evanston, or maybe even your time at Second City here in Chicago, found its way into that original script?
Well, I set it in the northern suburbs, right? I guess we don't really say. I mean, I had lived in Rogers Park and worked in Evanston, and also I think, having grown up on John Hughes movies, to me, high school in movies is, Wilmette. It's all those places, right? So I thought, well, if I'm going to write a high school movie, this makes sense to set it here. And the other main Chicago thing, and I owe him a thank you and an apology, is I used to work with a really nice man with the last name Duvall. I used to work one of my bosses at the Y, and I just I just used people's last names a lot in the original movie because I didn't realize that movie, I didn't think the movie would even get made. So I have names of my friends, but that Mr. Duvall is named after an old boss of mine at the Y.
I love that. Obviously, this year is the 20th anniversary of that original film. So I was wondering if you could imagine these characters 20 years later. Which one would you be most curious to see who they were in 20 years?
How the original characters turned out in 20 years? I mean, I think you probably want to wonder where Regina George is, right? Did she peak in high school? Did she remain reformed in her behavior? Because we know Katie's going to be okay. We feel like, hopefully Damien and Janice are living their best lives as their authentic selves. But yeah, is Regina George on Real Housewives of Illinois now? Where is she?
Do you think I feel like you get to make the definitive decision. Do you think that she peaked in high school, or did things keep going up for her?
I think she righted herself, and that I think she is not on Real Housewives. I think she turned out better than that.
Fair enough. Obviously, after you wrote the original Mean Girls, you went on to create one of my favorite TV shows of all time, which is 30 Rock. And obviously, that show featured musical elements. The Midnight Train to Georgia sequence is one of my all-time favorite TV moments ever. I'm sort of curious, what did you learn in your time on 30 Rock that you were then able to bring to the Mean Girls musical, both on stage and the film?
Well, I mean, my husband, Jeff Richmond, who I met in Chicago, who was a musical theater composer in Chicago, had a lot of shows that ran there a long time, and was a musical director and a director at the Second City. He and I have always continued to work together. He worked on 30 Rock, and so that knowing when to use music and how songs can be funny, I rely on him for all that. And so, yeah, he's this sort of not so secret weapon in our company.
I love that. I think no matter who you are, one of the things I've learned in life, I'm almost 36, is that you never really leave high school. Everyone still experiences mean girl moments, no matter what industry you're in or how old you are. I'm sort of curious, in your own industry, what is the most mean girls moment you've ever experienced?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there are layers of this industry of just there's always a VIP layer beyond the one that you're at. If you go to well, here we are at the Oscars. Oh, you can't go back there. And you get in there and they go, oh, that room, no, but that behind that you can. So people create layers of exclusivity to make themselves feel special, right? That's something that. But I will say, you do eventually leave high school. I'm 53 now, and I'm a honey badger. I don't care. You will get there.
That is the not caring what people think is one of the greatest things about as I've gotten older. I do feel that. Really quick, I just want to talk about your perspective of Second City. It's so great every time I get to go back there and I get to sort of look at all the legends who have stood on that stage. Stage is still there. I go every couple of months. What's your favorite memory standing on that stage?
Oh my gosh, I have so many great memories of being on that stage. I mean, the best, basically the job overall, the whole lifestyle that we had at the time. I used to get up. When I was on the Second City main stage, I would get up. This is how long ago it was. I would rollerblade to the lake, swim in the lake, then go eat a sandwich, at Potbellies or something, and then go to work and do a show, and then go up to the Golden Apple Diner. Just like that, my life was I got to live that life and then go do an improv show for a living wage, and then and live in an apartment that I had, like a cute apartment that I could afford. It was the best.
Well, we're all the recipients of all the good things that came from that time in your life. So seriously, thank you for everything that you continue to do for our city and for comedy, for pop culture. I'm such a massive fan. You're a hero of mine. So I appreciate you for always being so kind. Thank you.
Jake. Have a good day.
Bye. Good to see you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.